What is up, guys? It's Eian here, and hitting you with it on Monday. Two new things. I made a new intro. It's kind of like my own distinct thing, and kind of going by the name of Eian now. It's something that I've always kind of wanted to do for a while. I don't know why I like that name. I just kind of do. If you guys don't like it, just let me know. If you guys do like it, then that's great. So let's get started. Today, I'm going to be talking about the iPhone 7, because we all know it just came out. There's a bunch of memes on it because it doesn't have the headphone jack. I tried it the other day. I was at Target after work, since I work in the mall and there's a Target in there. I was just curious, and I'm already thinking about getting a new phone, so I went over and I tried it. I'm not really an Apple fan. It was out and it was brand new, so it's like, okay, let's just get a feel for this so I can form my own opinion. That's what I did. So, I don't know how I feel about the iPhone. Personally, I think it's just like any other iPhone. At least like the 5, starting at the 5, because with the 4 it was so small. And anyways, I want to start with the home button, which is surprising because most people talk about the headphone jack, but I'll get into that later. The home button normally is a button. It clicks in, it makes a little clicky sound. The iPhone 7 doesn't have that. It's just like a little indented circle, and inside of it is called the haptic engine, I believe. Basically, whenever you press down, it gives you like a little haptic feedback, kind of like Xbox One controller kind of does with the triggers and how they vibrate. And whenever I was first using it, I was so confused because like it kind of clicked and it wasn't clicking, and it was so disorienting. And just so you know, these are all my opinions. I'm sure there's someone who's watching this who loves it, and if you do, that's great. I don't really care. So as I was using it, I just didn't really like it. It didn't feel like real. I know it's a weird thing to say, but it kind of reminded me of the BlackBerry Storm. How the screen kind of pressed in a little bit. That's kind of what it felt like. It was just so weird, and it's one of those things where you have to try it for your own to form an opinion on it, because I can only express so much. What is the point of the haptic engine? And this is kind of going to go off on a little tangent, but the iPhone 7 is fully waterproof, just like the Galaxy S7. And I think the reason why they made this haptic engine non-clickable button was so like no water and dust gets inside the home button. And it seems like a good idea, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure like there's more reasoning to my thought. But the Galaxy S7 is also waterproof to the same level, and that has a clickable button. So what was the point of the haptic engine if you could make something with a button and so have it be just as waterproof? I really don't know what Apple is doing. I'm sure there is a real reason for this, but regardless, I just don't understand it. I feel like they could have taken that haptic engine out and just had a normal clickable button and have a headphone jack. And I think that would have been so much better. Moving on, the camera. With the cameras, this is a little strange. The normal iPhone 7, the normal standard size, just has one lens on the back, like any other iPhone. The 7 Plus has 2 lenses. This is to take better pictures and zoom in more, like have an actual like DSLR camera zoom, not a digital zoom, at least for a certain extent. And honestly, like, why would you have only the bigger size have 2 cameras? The easy answer is probably so it gives you a reason to buy the iPhone 7 Plus, which is more expensive. That's my only likely reason. And the reason why I say this is Apple's not the first phone to have dual lenses. I know that there was a few phones before this, but the first thing that came to mind, especially because I used to have this phone, was the HTC One M8. That had 2 lenses. It was a pretty thin phone, because I know Apple likes to go for thinness, and there was just, I don't know, it just worked. and I didn't need to get a plus size. I just had the normal standard phone, because there was only one certain standard phone, and I had 2 lenses. It worked out great. So again, I don't understand it. And I feel like Apple's making their phone too thin, because I understand wanting to make your phone as thin as possible without any compromise, and that's perfectly cool. A thin phone is great. I don't want to be carrying around a brick, because, yeah, it could be annoying. That's why I don't prefer cases like OtterBoxes or like Lifesaver, Lifeproof, whatever it's called, because they just make your phone so bulky and uncomfortable, and I get it. But what I don't get is, why would you keep making your phone thinner if there's going to be a big-ass camera bump? I hate that. Whenever I have a phone, I want it to sit, like, if I have it flat on a table, I want it to be as flat as possible. I don't want a big, like levitation on it. It just doesn't look right. I remember when Bill got his iPod 6, he brought it over and there was a camera bump, and I'm like, I can shake it with 2 fingers. Like, that's so, like, why would you do that? And I know Apple's not the only phone that has camera bumps. I know Samsung kind of has the same thing. Not as bad, but it still exists. It's just, I feel like a phone should be completely level and not have a camera bump. I also don't really understand having 2 camera lenses on the iPhone, because seeing side-by-side comparisons of the iPhone 7 Plus or just some standard iPhone 7 compared to the Galaxy S7 is a lot of the pictures look the same. In fact, not to sound biased, but I like a lot of the Samsung pictures better. I feel like they're more vibrant than the competition. Moving on, I was looking at Verizon, because that's my carrier, and before I get into this, I don't like to pay like $28 a month for a phone. I just want to save up, buy the phone, and pay like the phone bill, because data and all that. I don't want to like pretty much be in debt on this phone and then pay it off or whatever and then have my upgrade. It just seems unjustifiable to me. But paying upfront for something in one purchase with the iPhone 7 Plus, like max gigabyte size, is damn near $1,000. That is ridiculous. I understand there's a lot of new great technology in the iPhone 7, but I am not going to spend $1,000 on a phone. It's just so unjustifiable, because it's only going to last for 2 years, and then, or the iPhone 7s is going to come out, and that's going to be the newer model, and then in 2 years or so, a new phone's going to be out. I can spend right now $1,000 or less on a perfectly awesome, capable, like PlayStation 7 worthy computer for $1,000, and it would last me years and years and years. It would last so long, whereas the iPhone 7, $1,000, is only 2 years, maybe less if you break it or whatever. It just seems so unjustifiable. I will say though, watching Austin Evans' video, and I'll have it on screen now, he did show that the iPhone 7 was a little bit faster than the Galaxy S7, and that's pretty good, because, you know, faster is better. Despite having 2 gigs of RAM, in some cases the phone was still faster than the S7. In the end though, if I had to get the iPhone 7, if someone just was like, here, have this phone, I would be more than grateful. If you're an Apple fan, you'll like it. If you're not an Apple fan, then you won't like it. It's as simple as that. It's just like any other phone generation, you know. You have the Galaxy S6 and you have the iPhone 6. If you didn't like the 6, get the Galaxy. If you didn't like the Galaxy, get the 6. If you didn't like either, then get some other phone, get a Nexus or whatever. But if you zoom out even farther, who cares? It's a phone. But yeah, that's basically about it. I was just really intrigued with this topic, and I wanted to talk about it for myself. So, if you like what you saw, here's a word from Charlie.
Hey, how you doing? So you like that video? That's great. You should probably leave a like and a comment to let us know. Probably share it with your friends too, and hit that subscribe button. Make us feel good about ourselves. Alright, thank you.